Well, I love old homes, and especially if a former president lived in one. So we're going to visit the Lincoln Boyhood National Memorial home of our ex-president. Okay, so it says Lincoln Boyhood National Memorial represents an important expression of the nation's respect and reverence for Abraham Lincoln. The park includes the farm of Thomas Lincoln, Abraham's father, the marked grave site of Lincoln's mother, Nancy Hanks Lincoln, and the preserved site of one of Lincoln's cabins. A more recent addition in this memorial building, completed in 1943, which pays tribute to Lincoln's Indiana roots. The building features 2 memorial halls and 5 sculptured limestone panels that mark significant stages in the life of Abraham Lincoln. The building also serves as the park's Memorial Visitor Center and is a good place to begin our visit. But we're going to take a little walk around here. I'm sure it's closed, as is everything, but still gives you a sense of what's going on. And it's nice that it's very quiet, because there's no crowds. So, as I go around the country, bringing you some fun things to see. Here's, he says, I hold that in contemplation of universal law and of the Constitution, the Union of these states is perpetual. Washington, 1861 to 1865. Nice carving. Have faith that right makes might, and in that faith let us to the end dare to do our duty as we understand it. This panel says, it will have been proved that among free men there can be no successful appeal from the ballot to the bullet. Illinois, 1830 to 1861. This panel says, we must not be enemies, though passion may have strained it. It must not break our hands of affection. This one says, and that government of the people, by the people, and for the people shall not perish from the earth. Another saying is, surely each man has as strong a motive now to preserve our liberties as each had to establish them. Very nice. This one says, 1816 to 1830, Indiana, young man. Labor is the great source from which nearly all, if not all, human comforts and necessities are drawn. This one says, to do all which may achieve and cherish a just and lasting peace among ourselves and with all nations. And the last panel is from 1809 to 1860 in Kentucky. And this says, and having thus chosen our course without guile and with pure purpose, let us renew our trust in God. Oh, I had to sneak the God in there, didn't we? Okay, so we're going to take a walk and see if we can find that cabin. Stay tuned. Beautiful flag. I'm hoping this is the way. It's very exciting to be standing on the ground that Abraham Lincoln once stood. Of course, yesterday I stood on the ground where dinosaurs stood, so it's always good. History is great. There's a plaque here, right in front of the big flag. It says, you are facing the wooden knoll on which sleeps Nancy Hanks Lincoln, mother of the president who lived in this Hoosier environment during the formative years of his life from 1816 to 1830. Beyond to the north is marked the site of the humble log cabin where she led him for a little while along the path to greatness. So I'm going to walk the path that Lincoln once, many times as a boy, would stroll in the early 1800s. You gotta love history. Now, if you've been following my videos, every once in a while I come into log cabins that are quite magnificent. In Oregon, I filmed one that got a lot of hits. It was gorgeous. It's an old schoolhouse. In Washington, Montana, the log cabin from 1863, and it had all the artifacts of the era. I mean, and just pulling over the side of the road, you see log cabins that are just sitting there. It's really fascinating to me. I hope you guys are enjoying it too. Let me turn the camera around so you can see this gorgeous walk I'm on. What I really like is I'm all alone. I imagine, well, before COVID, this would be lined with tourists. It's only a couple miles off the road. Oh, by the way, when I pulled off the road, I had to turn right, and if I had turned left, there's Santa Claus. As you know, I was Santa last year, one of the most rewarding of my 98 professions. I was a fantastic Santa Claus, but after this, I'm going to have to go see what Santa Claus is all about. But that's a 100-foot flagpole there. Let me spin around and show you where I've been walking. Here's the monument down there. So I'm actually walking on the ground that Lincoln walked on. Oh, I feel very presidential. Let's see what happens. So this trip wasn't planned, this stop rather. And I always say when you see a beautiful vista, stop over and pull over, stop and look at it. When you see a beautiful flower, stop and smell it. You know, don't be concerned with the destination. Enjoy the journey. I mean, this was literally 10 minutes. I always like you, the listening audience, to get a feel of what it's like, so I usually just take you on these walks. Yesterday was the Mastodon Historic Site in Missouri, and that was I just gave some advice, you know, like I always do. Try to get everyone motivated. By the way, if you haven't, well, there's no crossing guard. What do I do? Very, very dangerous. Crossing it anyway. Let me know if you hear a train. I'd love to see a train come by in the woods like this. Okay, I'm almost there. Wonder if these fences are a couple 100 years old. Thomas Lincoln Farm. Oh, there's some corn growing here. Look at these beautiful fence. Yeah, it's got some age to it there. Got some character. It's interesting how it's zigzagged like that. Give it some strength, I guess. 100-acre farm, by the way. So that's pretty wealthy back then, I would think, to have 100 acres. I know that when I was in Coeur d'Alene, beautiful place in Idaho, the guy's great grandparents bought 40 acres on the lake for $10. I think he said 1816. It might have been 1916. There's this little row of corn, and I'm not sure what that is. But you can see that they built a fence around this 100 acres. That's a lot of work to cut all those things down. And we've arrived at the estate of the Lincolns. Look at that. I love the way they put it all together. Well, let's go inside. I don't think anyone's going to mind a visit. Love the way they did it back then. These are some big pieces of wood. I would say that's maybe the outhouse. You know, they didn't usually have the restroom inside the cabin. Collect the water in these barrels. The barn. Look at that. Imagine he might have made some speeches from here. Look at this. There's a seating area. Maybe not. Oh, it's the carpenter shop. Okay. So his father was a carpenter. Chicken coop, maybe? Oh, look at chickens. Look at the baby chickens. Hey, guys. Lots of babies. A lot of baby chickens. How many babies do you have? 4? 8. 8 little chicks. I'm the only person out here, everybody. This got to be the stable. They kept the... Look at that. They framed the window. You gotta love it. Looks like they don't want us in here. Look at the old cart. That would definitely be an outhouse, I would think. Shingle roof. It's actually a fire hazard. Hope this thing never burns down. Another thing out there. This is a 100-acre farm, and the whole fences are built like this, all the way around the property. Look at that. His boyhood home. Imagine they hunted for a lot of game in the area. Gotta take it in. I like these barrels that would collect the water. Locked up. Look at the, look at that. Piece of history there. That's it. I'll put it back. I shouldn't keep that. That's a new lock. Barrels on each corner. See, the water would run off the roof into these barrels, as it still does today. And that is one piece of wood that's been hollowed out for the rain gutter. And it would go right into there. Look, there's a window open. See if we can see inside. Do you see anything? There's a table, a hearth, one-room cabin. I don't know if you can see it or not. Oh, there it is. Look at that. Okay, so you saw inside the Lincoln's cabin. That's a treat, right? This isn't open, is it? Yeah. Locked from the inside. I love the rain gutter, though. So, there's 3 of them. And they all drained into these buckets. Or barrels, rather. And there's his gate. Lincoln's gate. Okay. Lincoln Spring. 100 yards. I don't know what that is. What the hell is this? Something modern. Well, 100 yards, so I can go another 100 yards. It's kind of warm. So imagine that cart we saw in the shed would roll along this little path here. Barely wide enough for a car today. Look at these fences. Look at the technology of holding the two posts together that would hold up the horizontal posts. Those are vertical posts. Look at that. Let's walk this way. See, this, like, it's twice as much work, of course, making the fence go zigzag, but it gives it strength. And you're enjoying this, everybody. Sometimes I don't have to talk. I can just enjoy the walk. Not one person. This is an interesting method of construction. Okay, well, that's the tour. I'll just turn it around and say goodbye. I hope you enjoyed that as much as I do. I know you guys are stuck in your homes, so you can't really enjoy these kind of things. So that's why I'm going around the country and then the world to tell people that there's a lot of fantastic things going on in the world out there. And one day hopefully you can get a chance to see it in person. But until further notice, I'm going to be traveling around. I'm going to stay at a place called Hip Camp in outside of Louisville tonight. I like camping. You know, I hadn't done it in 50 years, and on this trip I think I'm into 2 weeks now into camping, here and there. A couple days here, a couple days there. Coeur d'Alene was the best so far. And stars at night, fantastic. Bring your family camping. It's really worth it. You see the stars and see nature. And so far in nature, I saw the deers in the Jefferson Barracks Cemetery the other day. I was within 10 feet of buffalo outside the Badlands Park, and inside the park, some other animals. I think there were elks. And deer in Spokane. And hope I don't get lost. Is this the road I came in on? I think it is. Yeah, I think I turned right here. Anyway, there's parking lots all over the place here, and there's nobody here. They're all sequestered, I guess. Everybody, be fantastic. Please subscribe, like, share. Let's make this world a kinder, more civil place. More to come from the Be Fantastic movement and Dr. Fantastic. Be kind to one another. Be kind to yourself. Be kind to our environment. Be kind. Number one rule for being fantastic. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you later. Day 145.
Overpopulated cities around the world have caused people to become a greedy, selfish, and litigious society. Would you like to be happier, live longer, never be forgotten, and help make the world a kinder, more civil place? It's actually easier than you think. Every day you're asked, how are you? Instead of saying good, say, I am fantastic. It will make you look better, feel great, and reduce your stress. Making the world a better place starts with each person. Please join the Be Fantastic movement today. What you want to be, you can be. Be fantastic.